here with Honda's first full EV to join their existing hybrid lineup, the 2024 Honda Prologue. This has a starting MSRP of $47,400, and today we are looking at the Touring all-wheel drive trim, which sits right in the middle in the lineup between EX, Touring, and Elite. This is about a Honda Passport in size, and it sits on that same GM platform as the Blazer EV that we actually just did a video on, so we're going to link that up in the top right corner. So let's get into it.
I like the way you move.
I like the way you do it. I like the way you do. I like the way you move it. I like the way you move.
Starting with the powertrain, this all-wheel drive is going to have 288 horsepower and 333 pound-feet of torque. You will get up to 281 miles of range, and on that front-wheel drive, you'll be able to get up to almost 300 miles of range. If you have a DC fast charger, you'll be able to charge from 20 to 80% in about 35 minutes. Or if you're using a level 2 charger at home, I would plan to charge it overnight. And there's a couple of cool tools that Honda provides to help with your charging. So one of those is Honda Smart Charge. It's going to be an app on your phone telling you the most cost-effective times to charge your Prologue, because electricity does change throughout the day. And the second one is a charging status right in the dash. So when you get in your car, it's just going to tell you how much charge you have, which is really good information to know right up front before you even put it in drive. The Prologue is going to come with a laundry list of Honda sensing driver's assistance aids, and you're going to also get a front and rear parking alerts on this Touring trim that the EX does not come with. It sits on the same platform as the Blazer EV. It looks absolutely nothing like it. It really just looks like a Honda. It's really broad and masculine looking. You'll get LED lights up front. And like I mentioned, it's a really similar size to the Passport. It's just a few inches longer in length, a few inches shorter in height, and it has a really similar ground clearance as well. This one is just over 7 inches of ground clearance. Moving around to the side, you'll have some nice glossy black side trim that goes all the way down. 19-inch wheels on the Touring trim. By the way, this is where your charge door is located. You can just open it by pressing it. Nice gloss black side mirrors here, and you'll also have keyless entry front and back. Looking at the back, the first thing that I notice is the really cool font of all of the emblems back here, like the Prologue and the Honda. It looks so different than how they've done it in the past. It's really futuristic, and but also at the same time kind of reminds me of Kim Possible. So you have your Prologue and your trim. This one, if it's all-wheel drive, you'll also have your little all-wheel drive badge as well. You do have your windshield wiper at the bottom, but then your little spray nozzle is tucked away nicely to keep your rear glass nice and clean. Okay, so a couple of things. This can tow up to 1,500 pounds, which might not sound like a lot, but that is like probably about the weight of a small enclosed U-Haul trailer or like a really small boat, potentially. Maybe you only are towing like a motorcycle. Not to mention, like, it's an EV, so towing is gonna decrease your range anyways, but if you absolutely need to, you do have capabilities. You do have a power, hands-free power tailgate here. That once that lifts up, you'll get almost 60 cubic feet of space behind that second row folded flat. It's easiest to fold those flat, by the way, from the passenger side doors. And then you have some storage, more storage underneath here. This is a great spot to store your charging cable if you need, or other hidden secret items that you would like to keep concealed. There is little dents and options to put a privacy shield over your cargo space as well. While the outside looks like a Honda, the inside functions like a GM, which is a huge bonus for me. I think that GM makes such intuitive functions inside of their vehicles. And the thing that I got the most excited about that I wasn't expecting were the back of the steering wheel controls for your radio. So on the left, you can control a station, and on the right, the volume. This has always just been, like, it's the little things that matter here. I got really excited upon that discovery. And actually right behind your station control, you do have your regen braking paddle as well. That is standard in all trims. Other functions that I like that make that's very similar to the Blazer EV is the general layout of the center console area. So we have this huge storage pad here that's grippy, and then one underneath as well. And I like that this is actually easy to remove so that you can wash it and keep your car nice and clean. Giant cup holders here that are conveniently and ergonomically located right in front of your armrest. And you do have two USB-C charging connections here that'll actually connect to your infotainment system. Wireless charging is totally standard, and this I'm actually into the pocket rather than a charging pad here. This pocket feels secure, so if you have to make a sudden decision, your phone isn't going to go flying. It's also big, so you can fit a lot of different size phones. And then your center storage is huge. You could fit so much stuff in here. You have a little tray right here. So if you want to keep smaller goodies in that little tray from floating around, pens, stuff like that. So this car is really loaded with a lot of standard features. So you have an 11-inch gauge cluster, and you have two screen options. So one is like your standard that'll show you your following distance indication and your speed limit, your radio. And with the press of one button, boom, you have your whole map on your screen. So I love having navigation right here, right in my line of sight. Just a little bit more comfortable or convenient for some people if you don't want to look to your right for your navigation. And then a few other things. You have an 11.3-inch infotainment system that is Google based, but comes standard with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which we love to hear, especially in the Prologue. If you know, you know. And it's really easy to function through here. The buttons are big, they're clear, there's not a lot going on. You have dual automatic climate control as well, standard feature here. And then some other cool things. Your driver's seat is a 10-way power adjustable driver's seat. That comes standard. In addition, in the touring trim for your passenger seat, this is going to be a 6-way power adjustable passenger seat. In the EX trim below this, it's going to only be manually adjusted. Some other additional features that you'll get in this touring trim include a leather-wrapped steering wheel, a Bose 12-speaker sound system, an auto-dimming rear-view mirror, and this very large panoramic moonroof. The second row is pretty standard for Honda. It's spacious and it's comfortable. This seat is currently adjusted for somebody who's about 5'10". I'm only 5'1", so this is a lot of leg room for me. You do have two USB-C charging outputs here, and then this pocket that sort of kind of fits your phone. I'm not sure what else you would store there. And you also have some cup holders and an armrest. And again, like this panoramic sunroof back here is amazing. Shout out to Salinas Honda for hooking it up with today's Honda Prologue. And if you have any further questions, you can drop them in the comment section below. Thanks.